Admittedly, I still enjoy Warframe right now for various reasons. One reason is that I still got a long way to go as I don't have all the things in the game. I'm also at Mastery rank 24, and I have no plans in rushing my progress. Aside from being a collector, I also enjoy it because of the various activities that you can do in the game. Some activities may be redundant, while some are boring, but I still enjoyed the solo gameplay I'm always doing in missions like Eidolon hunts, orb mother fights, vault runs in Cambion Drift, or just simply farming relics and prime parts in the star chart. And if I get tired of doing all of that, I just go fish and do some side activities. Right now, I also enjoy animal hunting in Cambion Drift, and I hope they give more variety to this side mission in the future. Lastly, playing Railjack solo and farming both intrinsic and anomaly shards are quite interesting for me right now, especially that Digital Extremes will be adding a new variety in the Empyrean system, which are the Queen Pin and the Command Intrinsic. These missions are the things that make me sit in my chair 4 times a week and play the game, while the addictive movement of the game is primarily the main reason why I stay. Warframe is that game wherein you can freely move around, do backflips, bullet jumps, and lots of ninja moves while being in a looter-shooter game. This what makes Warframe unique. The gunplay is very fun, because it's accompanied by fluid motion, and the best part is, this game is free and you can always jump back whenever you want. However, I can't also deny the fact that some of the recent updates are lackluster, and worst, some of them made me think if I really want to force myself to farm stuff that I don't eventually do in the game. To be honest, there was a point last year where I did not know what to do. And as a content creator, that's terrible news. In addition, there are also updates that make the game accessible and playable to the general public, wherein guys like me have somehow lost interest in doing missions because it became pale and double dead. We have brain dead artificial intelligence before, but it becomes worse when Digital Extremes made enemies terribly squishy to the point that almost everyone in the game can do long endurance runs and survival missions while using Octavia solo. Although I must admit that not all are inclined towards endurance runs, and only a few have the patience to stay in one mission and deal with brain-dead artificial intelligence, but I have enjoyed it in the past because reaching level 300 plus enemies in the past in Void Survival was a big achievement for me, and surpassing that level 1000 to 5000 enemies means that my builds are great enough against these bullet sponge, hard-hitting enemies. The level scaling of survival missions was one of the big factors why I kept playing this game, and it's always my testing ground for my builds. However, Digital Extremes revised this and made enemies even more easy to murder. I know endurance runs are not the actual endgame that everyone wants, but it was the endgame that I've enjoyed. But I guess, all things must come to an end. I did not make this a big issue, and just move on and tried the new stuff that the game has to offer. It took a while before I did grind for the new stuff, especially those corn bots. I felt that they were not needed in the game, which made me miss a couple of videos. Because of this, I missed having the opportunity to try these new Oroki in Old Relic in Eidolon hunts first. It was kind of disappointing, but it turns also to be a blessing in disguise, since right now, I'm slowly piquing my interest back to 100% in playing this game and sharing some videos with you guys. Because I haven't grinded for the new stuff when they were released, I have now plenty of things to do before the next big update comes. Honestly, the things I've mentioned earlier weren't the ones that I've considered to be the most important updates that ruined Warframe. Don't get me wrong, this game is still a great game. It's just that Digital Extremes were releasing some make or break content recently, and the community wasn't ready for it and ended up hating what they are doing to the game. Digital Extremes took a great risk in releasing content that the community is unfamiliar with, and this has cost them. The first blow, which I think was the beginning of the suffering, was the Empyrean update. Like it now, but Railjack was a big mess when it first came out. You may hear this already, but for those who don't, the update was full of bugs and it's an absolute grind fest. Everyone in Tenecon was hyped up when the developer revealed their next big update, which is the Railjack system, but ended up being a disappointment for many folks in the Warframe community. Why did this happen? Well, to be completely honest, the Empyrean update was completely out of place. It was like a whole new game inside a game. The developer poorly integrated the Empyrean mission to the Warframe universe, which makes it one of the worst updates. Yes, I know, it's a new experience, and Digital Extremes wanted to surprise their community, I hope that they had given those folks what they've shown in Tenacon. The update was half-baked, and you could tell that this wasn't the one that was shown during the event. Lucky for me, I did not touch a railjack system until it was fixed. I did do the Rising Tide quest and built my own railjack, but I did not progress and waited for some good fix that will make the grind a little bit tedious. At the moment, I enjoy playing railjack missions once in a while, if I'm farming anomaly shards or intrinsic for the upcoming command. Well, I haven't maxed out all my intrinsics at the moment, and I got a long way playing solo, but I'll be saving the points I have for the command as I got a strong feeling that this intrinsic will make railjack better in solo gameplay. But honestly, there are still parts of this system that are missing. I just hope that in the future, we will see railjack being connected to the new war with great importance. It can be used as a means to solo level weapons right now, or to farm resources needed for the Helminth system, but I would like to see that the ship I've built and spent countless hours in upgrading will be used in a more important situation. I know that they will be including some battles and other sorts of stuff this year in the Empyrean system, and I can't wait to experience that. However, I hope that they will continue progressing railjack up to the new war and other updates. Don't let it be like the Sanctuary Onslaught, or the Arbitration mission, which were potentially good candidates for endgame plays, but ended up being another mission that we should move on from after getting all the stuff that these missions have to offer. Empyrean is a great system for the game, but it was not integrated well during release, which ruins the experience of the community. It is also missing some valuable parts that I am hoping to see in the future. If Digital Extremes can include these things this year, then expect that you will get thrilled in driving your own railjack and taking the battle to outer space. The second update that I considered has a big impact in ruining the game is the Melee 3.0. I know what you are thinking, but squad leader, this update made playing melee weapons more fun, and you said it yourself in one of your videos that this is one of the best updates in the game. Yes, you are correct. But the melee change update is like a dual-edged sword. It does make melee weapons extremely powerful and fun, but it leaves the impression that melee is the only way and the rest of the weapon types are just either mastery rank fodder, or purely used for utilities. It created a melee meta, and Digital Extremes did not do anything to somehow balance the usage of melee and guns in the game. I'm a melee advocate myself, and I enjoy playing melee weapons, but, believe it or not, what really entices me on playing this game is how great the gunplay. Firing a gun on mid-air while performing various moves is quite impressive, and I instantly decided to try the game for the first time. I wasn't disappointed in firing an arrow with a bow, or spraying bullets on enemies while jumping, sliding, and doing some ninja moves were a lot of fun. The Melee 3.0 ruined this experience by advocating a melee-only meta. I'm not saying guns are now unusable because of the update, you can still use them, but if you want to kill everything in the star chart right now, then the easiest route is to hack and slash. Guns are only used right now as a mean for either priming, or in long term, applying multiple status to a target, increase your mastery rank, or in specific missions wherein it requires snipers and other guns to take down bosses. While this seems fair, and melee is efficient since you don't need bullets to kill, we can't deny the fact that a portion of the community would also want to see guns that are also powerful. Digital Extremes did address this issue, and release some fine variant of Kuva weapons, but still, melee is far superior when it comes to killing enemies in the star chart. Why is that so? Well, the simple answer to that is that melee weapon has better mods compared to guns. If only Digital Extremes will give us prime versions of gun mods like Point Strike, Vital Sense, and any other primary and secondary mods that will make them fairly powerful, then it would create balance. But I must admit, I'm pleased with how Digital Extremes are releasing guns right now. They finally woke up on their always release hybrid guns nightmare, and now releasing some pretty interesting variation of guns. The latest one is the signature weapon of Levos, which is called the Cedo. It's a condition overload shotgun, and I'm loving the fact that the developer is integrating some gimmick on their weapons. I hope that we will see more variations of these weapons in the future, especially that we will be getting the Queen Pin system, which will introduce Corpus Legion's new variants of weapons. However, I'm hoping that they will get out of their nuke them all comfort zone, and release a new variety of weapons that can do other things than just nuke enemies. Take note that all the things you hear from this video are only based on my personal experience playing the game. You may have a different point of view, and feel free to share it in the comment section below. I will be waiting for your comments and I'll reply to those I think are relevant and interesting. got a couple of build videos and experiment next, so stay vigilant for content updates in this channel, and I hope you are enjoying your stay so far. Please give this video a like, and feel free to share it if you find it interesting. Lastly, please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.